Hey everybody, Tony from Fresh Pulse here. Join me and the Fresh Fam on Friday, June 17th at the Shriners Auditorium in Wilmington, Mass. for Combat FC1, a full fight card with some of the best talent in the MMA industry. Click the link tree in our bio to purchase tickets right now. Combat FC, powered by Fresh Pulse.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Burt here at Fresh Pulls with Certified T, sitting down to interview Mike Bulger before his big June 17th fight at Combat FC1. Welcome to the show, Mike. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having us, man.
Get right into it, Teddy. Go ahead. Go get it.
Yeah, so your sort of introduction into the pro ranks is a little different than what we've seen historically. So you had a couple amateur fights, maybe 6 years ago or so, and you have had a couple of pro boxing bouts, correct?
Yep, two.
Two pro boxing bouts, and now you're jumping into the professional ranks of MMA. So how did we get here?
So I've been in combat sports since I've been like a mid-teenager. I had a handful of amateur fights on MMA and in the boxing game. So I've had more than two. I've had a good little handful. And then I was supposed to fight right before the pandemic hit, and then obviously the world shut down, so that one was a bust. And then I met through that process my boxing coach Sean Farley, and I was helping Calvin Cater get ready for Jeremy Stevens. I was with them a lot, sparring with him a lot, and after that, I started linking up my boxing coach, and we were, hitting pads, and he saw me spar some guys, some boxers that are pretty high level, and he said, "Hey, I know nothing's going on with the MMA world right now, which I was getting ready for." He goes, "But I can definitely get you on a boxing show." So I said, "Well, no better time than now. Sign me up." So we spent a solid year and a half together, and then took my pro debut, won that first round, and then that year kind of fumbled on me a little bit. I had a bunch of fights pull out or missed or whatever, so that year was a wash. And I started off in January this year with a bang, won another one, and now keeping the ball rolling. And so the MMA world is not new to me. It's just it's a new platform, I guess you would say.
I like it. So what you said, as far as I know, is super correct, that the MMA world isn't new to you. No. It actually goes back even further than your adult life. You were a massive karate and like karate movie fan growing up.
I was a massive karate movie fan. That's so funny. I don't know how you do that one, but that is true. Yeah. That's funny. I don't know. That's good. I was a massive karate guy, ninja movie. That's actually wicked funny. And then that's kind of how it happened. And then I was like, listen, man, if these ninjas can do it in the movies, I for sure can do it in real life. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, right? So what was your favorite martial arts movie growing up? You had to pick one.
Oh, hands down, Three Ninjas.
There we go.
I don't even have to think about it.
And if I asked you since then, is there any movie that has topped it? Is it still the same?
So I feel like over the years, these movies of I don't know, man. The Three Ninjas, all those old school karate Japanese movies where you don't understand what they're saying. Those are the ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I had to say a new one now, I don't think maybe Rocky. You know what I mean? Who doesn't love Rocky though?
Yeah.
Rocky 4. You know what I mean? Rocky 4 is I'm throwing that out there. Rocky 4.
I have to ask you, Teddy, how did you know this?
Honestly, I'm extremely interested in that too.
He's a nut as far as research, and he's a fighter.
I gotta run up on some people and say, keep my information to yourself.
I went through some of the right channels. We're from a similar area.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Revere. I grew up in Stoneham. We've not rolled in any of the same circles, but there are some similarities with some of the people that we've come into contact with.
Whatever you've heard is not true.
I've heard nothing but great things.
That's true, though. That ninja one's true. Did you talk to my older brother or something?
No. We've crossed paths a lot in terms of the people that we know. So I don't let any of my sources go, but that was definitely a big one for me.
Whoever told you the karate story is 100% true, and I tip my hat to them.
That's awesome.
And I love your choice, and I love what you said about like the old school movies, because for me, it's actually like a really old movie. It's a Jackie Chan movie from way back in the day. It's called Master with Cracked Fingers. And I haven't seen anything that ever made me sort of forget about that movie. And like
Master of Cracked Fingers, you said?
Yeah. And so nobody does it the way that they used to do the old movies. Like back in the day with, some of the old Jackie Chan movies, even before like Drunken Master and stuff like that. Like, oh my goodness, just absolutely amazing.
Was it Rumble in the Bronx?
Yes. Oh my goodness, absolute classic. Man. Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, not the movie right there.
Exactly. So we'll jump into a little more of the more serious stuff, but I wanted to get that out of the way because I was very curious as to what your favorite would be. So you fought, obviously. We talked about 6 years ago, and then there was the time where the pandemic happened.
So that's 2 years.
Yeah, so the last 2 years. So what happened in between that time? You were doing some training, as a personal trainer and stuff like that, correct?
Yeah. I do that for like my, normal person job, I guess you would say. Physical trainer, private trainer, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, honestly, in between that time, the pandemic, I feel like with people went either way. Either it helped you in the sense of, whatever aspect, or it really, tore people down. For me, it kind of got me away from working for someone else. I was working at a title for a long time, and that shut down, and I kind of just like, what am I doing? And I kind of just, took my action in my own hands and ran with it, and it helped me. So the pandemic helped me, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
and certainly here at Fresh Pulse too. That's kind of what got us up and running and going.
You gotta kind of sometimes if you're gonna gamble, you might as well go all in on yourself, and that's something that's like a thing that I live by. I'm all in for whatever I'm gonna do.
Exactly, and like one of the things you said that really touched home to me is working for yourself. My whole life, I never wanted to work for anybody else. I only wanted to work for myself, and I always had to work for that other person. The pandemic really gave us that whole 2 years of being able to figure out who you are and what you want to do and what your game plan is in life, and gave a lot of people a chance to run and operate and own their own business and their own financial well-being.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's obviously
TikTok.
Almost not that bad, boy. There's obviously those the people out there who do work, and there's nothing wrong. Before I say what I'm going to say, working a 9 to 5 job, but those are the people who point and say, what are you doing? You could fail, or you should be working for the company but it's like, why make him money? He's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make all the money for yourself and all in. That's how I think of it.
Yeah, it was sort of cool because I think, like you said, for some people, obviously it was a really tough time. But for some people, it was their opportunity. And I think if you were built a certain way, then this was sort of what you needed, right? If you're somebody who isn't necessarily all about the electronics and just going out for the pictures, and you actually want to go out and do some hiking, or you want to go out and just experience nature and not be inside all day, this was like a good opportunity for you. So I think, also for what you do in terms of personal training, people were looking to get in shape. People were looking to get their bodies right and say, we can do this.
An out, you know what I mean? Like it's like you're stuck in your house all day, which, you didn't have to be. You could have went for a walk, like you said. But the point is, like people needed something to do. So obviously that helps. But like you said, it either make or break you. You could either look at it and be like, oh my God, I can't go out tonight. I can't go to the movies. Or it's like, okay, well, maybe you can go for a walk. Go for a hike, do something, read a book. You know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you, but there's so much more into the world than just going to your 9 to 5 job. If that's living, then I don't know what's going on.
I'm with you. So you've already become a pro boxer.
Yep.
Now you're becoming a pro MMA fighter.
Yep.
What does that transition look like in terms of training for specifically boxing and then training for your MMA fight?
To be honest with you, again, going through before the pandemic, I was doing both. So boxing, I always say, is like my high school love, the girl you met when you were a freshman that you thought you were gonna marry. Okay, well, that's boxing for me. You know what I mean? But mine was when I was like 13, whatever. And so I never ever stopped doing either one. That's where I always say I'm not welcomed in either world. Like if I go to the MMA world, I'm not welcome. I'm an outsider. When I go to the boxing world, I'm not welcome. I'm an outsider, which is fine. But I mean, clearly, I'm not an outsider.
Yeah.
So in regards to the training thing, even getting ready for my pro fights, I was still grappling. I was still wrestling. My jiu-jitsu coach is my cousin. So sometimes he'll text me on a Sunday or whatever, and we'll just go drill and whatever. So I'd never stopped. Now, mind you, like say like I have a fight in 4 weeks, I'll slow it down and I'll just drill jiu-jitsu or wrestling, 30%. But right after the fight, I'm back to grappling. It never changed for me. Like I had a few fights that I was supposed to kind of get ready for at MMA that just happened not to work out. So that's where I always just laugh and I'm like, well, it does all right. But I've never stopped doing either one. So that's why I always say when I go with the boxers, they're surprised. When I go with the MMA guys, they're surprised. So
I have to ask, have you ever went to go kick somebody while you were boxing, forgetting that you were boxing and not MMA?
never once. And people who do that is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
I just think if you do that, you just lost full control of whatever you're doing. That's my theory. Yeah. That's like saying, have you ever been driving a car and thought you were on a bicycle? Yeah.
Yeah.
But whatever, man. People do it. It's crazy. So
yeah,
whatever.
You've seen it before. I was just wondering if you were ever that guy.
I've seen it before too. Sometimes if I was like had some of my people over from the MMA game, we're just boxing. I'm like, "Do you try to kick me?" You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? You know what we're doing here?
That's awesome.
So,
but no, I've never kicked anyone when I was boxing.
So I'm a fan of both sports pretty massively,
Okay.
and
Very massively.
And obviously there are differences that anybody can see with the naked eye in terms of not being able to throw kicks during a box match, stuff like that. But is there a difference in the mindset? Do you take a different mindset into the ring as a boxer as you do as an MMA fighter, or is it's still that primal instinct that you get in there and like you're just focused on the same things and just that specific type of training?
I have the same mindset if I was out at a bar and some guy wanted to go outside and fight in the back. We're fighting each other, you know what I mean? I think that's not like people always often ask this similar question. What's more dangerous, right? Because they see the cage and they see the kind of the small gloves and they're like, that must be more dangerous. But what they don't know is that statistically proven boxing is like substantially more dangerous by a lot.
We were just having that debate 2 days ago, and I was saying exactly what you were saying.
And there's again, I'm not being funny. There's literally no debate.
Yeah.
Another guy just passed away in South Africa in the ring, which is, again,
sorry to hear that.
super tragic. I saw it on Instagram or whatever it was. But
yeah, that's what I was mentioning.
So when I get ready for a fight, whether it's in a cage, whether it's in a ring, whether it's wherever, walking down the street, it's a fight. You know what I mean? Get in, get out. You don't get paid overtime. So
I like it.
That's a good motto.
Yeah, exactly.
how about that?
Yeah. When we were having that debate the other day, and he was telling me about like just thinking about how many times you actually get punched in the head in a boxing match compared to an MMA fight.
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
Get your ass up. Damn.
Yeah.
My puppy will start barking soon too. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you just get hit so much.
The mindset is always the same. It's it's an intense situation. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
It's park fights you've been into. It's not exactly like you're going, for a stroll. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
it's war.
It's always the same. But you just got to be sharp. You have to be plugged in. That's the way I always say. You got to be plugged in the whole time.
So are you planning on being a two-sport professional athlete? Like, are you planning on continuing to do both?
I plan on being a two-sport world champion. So let's just put it out there.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
I like it.
Well, what's the point of doing this for
Yeah, there's no reason to silo yourself. I like it.
I just love to compete. I love to train. I love probably training more than I love to compete. But the thought of just kind of being there to do it was never my thing. Even when I played basketball, I wanted to be, next Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, whatever. So, put it out there for the universe to hear, and it unfolds usually.
I like it. So you're a personal trainer, as we mentioned. Do you also train boxing and MMA, or is it mostly physical fitness?
What up,
A
WrestleMania?
lot of people like doing the pads and stuff like that. So I do a lot of like pad work with people, and your average, people who, again, they go to work all day, they hate their boss and coworkers, they want to hit something. I show them how to hit the pads. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But a lot of my clients are for physical fitness. You know what I mean? So that's good. It breaks up the routine than always constantly doing the pads and constantly doing the bag and whatever. So it's good. I love what I do. So
I like
That's one of the most important things is loving
no
what you do.
complaints.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, one of my clients just texted me right now.
So are you training out of a specific boxing gym when you do your personal training, or is there a gym in the area that we can give a shout out to where you're training?
So where I do my business out of, I rent a space out of Woburn, out of a gym called The Way LLC, and that is owned by Brandon Montella. I've actually known Brandon 10 years now. I've known him since Mike's Gym in Medford. I've cornered him for a few of his fights in the amateurs way back when he was an amateur. So I've known Brandon a long time, and he was, he let me in with open arms. So, can't complain. Yeah, it's a good spot. Gets a little cold in the winter. So if he sees this, I know he's going to hear that. It gets a little cold in the winter. But, no, it's all good, man. It's a good spot, and I'm lucky to have it right by my house. So
Perfect. It's so because this is a pro debut, oftentimes we don't get a ton of information about our opponent. Like sometimes you do, you get somebody who's had, 8-9 fights, but a lot of times you don't.
yeah.
Is that a weird adjustment to make, or it just seemed kind of natural to you, just going in there, feeling it out, seeing what's in front of you, and then reacting?
I'm actually a big guy. How do I word it? I'm not a big guy on film. I'm a big guy, though, on seeing something, right? That's just my personal opinion. Some fighters are like, I don't care about none of that. And I'm like, my man, good for you. I care. It's like telling the Patriots not to watch film before they play in the Super Bowl. This wouldn't make sense. But I just see a little bit. I saw a few of his, like, he had a few, like, of the backyard fighting. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Which was, that's crazy. I've never fought anyone who's done that. So he had a few of those. I know he had an amateur fight like 6 months ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Which he won, and then something happened with his opponent, which is terrible.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible. But so I have a little idea, but you have to. I expect the best person in the world, or expect the worst situations to happen. That's how you have to go through with it. But I do a good job of I see it, and then I kind of just push it to the side, and I build on myself, because you can't dwell on someone else, or you're gonna forget what you're doing.
Absolutely. So what are you looking to show in your pro debut?
I just want to keep the streak going. If you looked at my my pro Tapology record, it is 2-0 with 2 first-round knockouts. So I am looking to continue that streak, and that's what's going to happen.
That leads me into a great next question. What's your fight prediction? We predicted a first-round knockout?
I actually saw Rico's fight prediction, which was pretty cool, with the spinning heel kick or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. So whoever wants to hear that, I am not going to throw a spinning heel kick. My prediction, I'm not big into the whole prediction thing on camera, but I just don't see it really going past 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, it is.
And I have decent power in my hands, so it'll be a good fight. I think he's not gonna, back away, but I just don't see it going past 5 minutes. It's just a long time.
When the cameras are off Thursday, you can tell us what your prediction really is.
I got you on Thursday.
Yeah, I think I know what the prediction is already, but I'm not gonna put that on him.
Yeah, for sure.
you everyone wants Conor nowadays, McGregor, right? They're
Yeah,
predicting their,
Mystic Mac.
exact shot,
Yeah.
which is cool. You know what I mean? I'm big into the, putting it out there to the universe, but I just put it out there to the universe. You don't have to make a exact prediction.
Yeah,
exactly.
agree.
Even though I have a pretty good idea how this is going to unfold.
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, because we're gonna talk after for sure. Because I'm curious. Because I think
I'm curious about you knowing about the karate stuff. That's what I want to find out. That's what I want to look into.
I hope that I can continue to get the right information from the right people.
Me too.
One question that I don't see on the paper that we didn't ask and that I like to ask just because I'm just getting privy to it is what's the weight cut situation like for you? What does the next couple of days look like to get to weight for this fight?
I think so I'm actually certified under Lockhart weight cutting specialist. So like that's something I'm actually really fascinated to is food. Like I think food's crazy fascinating. But it all comes down to at the end of the day is just water. So I'm pretty much in the same boat as probably every fighter that you've interviewed. It's not like the funnest time, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I cut weight pretty easy, you know what I mean? Whatever easy may be in that situation.
Well, I got one thing for you to look forward to Thursday after weigh-ins. After you guys all make weights, I went to culinary school, so I've done a lot of catering and stuff. So I'm gonna make you guys all a bunch of pasta dishes for after weigh-ins and stuff, so you guys can eat. Everyone told me how miserable you guys are after weigh-ins and that you won't want to talk to us. I was like, they'll talk to me. I got some food.
I back to the amateurs. I used to like this stuff when I was like a kid, and when I was like 18, 19, I wouldn't have even done this interview. I'd have been so mad and angry and so like hungry that I would have been like, dude, I'll get you after the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've grown so much and I know what I'm doing and my weight's good and like I'm enjoying it. I think a lot of things fighters make the mistake on is it's not enjoying the whole thing, the whole process of it. Like we're not gonna do this forever because it's gonna end eventually, unfortunately, but it's not gonna be here forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's gonna suck, like whatever, but like, kind of have a fun time with it. You know what I mean? Like. Pressure is a privilege.
Yeah.
Tim Grover says.
Yeah, and I think that's been really the cool part of this is obviously being involved in just being a fan of the fight game for a really long time. That was some of the stuff that I said to him. I said, hey, just be careful when you're talking on weigh-in days and just be conscious of the fact that some of them gone through hell and they're not going to be even, the week leading up. They might not be the nicest versions of themselves. And every single person he has spoken to was like, look, I love what I do. And I love fighting, and I'm just trying to enjoy this ride. And I think a lot of that comes from the people that we've interviewed thus far. All love what they do and take it very seriously in terms of nutrition, in terms of treating their bodies right. So they know what's coming, and they're here for that journey.
And also what helps a lot is like science has caught up. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, way back. I mean, even before I even started. I'm talking about way back. These guys probably stopped drinking water like 3 days before the weigh-ins. Like you have to imagine how, I would be pissed off too. I wouldn't enjoy that process at all.
Oh yeah.
But now science has caught up and it shows the little tricks but it does come down to like, and just enjoying it. Like anything, you know what I mean? It's not 2 pounds, 12 pounds, 15, 8. It all sucks at the end of the day, right? You're doing something you don't want to pull water, but it is what it is, and making it as enjoyable as possible. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Every fighter is different. I'm wearing a Mickey Mouse hat right now. How many fighters have you guys interviewed wearing a Mickey Mouse hat?
The one yesterday had a Pikachu shirt on. Yeah, Tim Karen had a Pikachu shirt
What do
on.
I have on right now? I have these weird Mickey Mouse socks on too, so I can't even.
I like the Mickey Mouse hat though for sure. I just went to Disney as like my first time in my adult life this past December. Actually, I proposed to my fiance now while we were there. Thank you. And like, I had such like a bad stigma of it from when I was a kid because my dad hated how over expensive it was. So I just like always hated Disney. And then once I was there, I'm like, I'm buying the Mickey Mouse shirt. I'm buying the Mickey Mouse luggage.
I went to Disney World one time, like way, way back in the day. And I don't think I wanted to go. I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time, way back. And we fought the whole time.
Where magic happens.
Like I'm talking about like from the airplane to like we didn't stop fighting. And I remember being there at one point and like, damn, like this probably could be a lot of fun if we just weren't fighting the whole time.
Yeah.
So after this fight, I might go there again and try to redo that. Not with her, but like, you know what I mean?
I
Just, like,
certainly
try it
recommend it.
again.
Yeah, I certainly recommend it because like being able to enjoy it. Like I turned around and like down that aisle and saw Cinderella's castle, and I was like, all right, I can see why so many people cry when they see this
You can see
shit.
why, every Instagram photo ever has been taken right there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So funny.
Awesome. I think that's all I got. You got any more?
I just got one more question
one more.
to finish it off. So, if I was writing a write up on your pro debut, and I wanted to describe you as a fighter, I want you to jump into that role. And how would you want to be described as a fighter? It's a tough one.
How would I want to be described as a fighter, or how would I want to be described making my pro debut?
Making your pro debut. So nobody knows who you are. They're coming to see you for the first time, and somebody is telling them what to expect.
Don't blame.
Oh, I think we lost you for a
We
second.
froze it. We froze that. Don't blink.
Yeah, so go. Yeah, if you want to
There
just
you
go
go.
right back to
That's
that.
pretty much sums it up, actually.
That's perfect.
Yeah, don't blink. Let
I
these
like
things
that.
fly a little bit.
Short and sweet.
Just don't blink. Enjoy the show. And throw some support out there. That's it.
I love it. I love it.
Well, we'll be there cheering you on ringside. We'll be announcing it via TikTok live, right there ringside. So you'll hear
All right,
my
also,
crazy ass
and
yelling.
look out for the walkout jersey.
Ooh.
You guys seen my last boxing fight? I walked out with a jersey. Did you guys catch that?
Yep.
Okay, well, there's a new one coming
Get
out.
ready for the walkout jersey.
All right, so I'm gonna have my film crew ready for that walkout when you get ready.
All right, and I don't know if your hair is fight ready. I know that.
Not.
Okay, all right. I wasn't gonna ask you to
No, the hat's
take off
staying
the hat.
on. Who have you been talking to? That's so funny. The hat's on. All right, I'm gonna find out about it. I'm gonna put the feelers on about 20 minutes after I get off the thing. That's so funny. No, the hair is not fight ready yet. It will be.
There we go.
So look out for the jersey and the hair.
Yeah, the jersey and the hair. Yeah.
I love it.
Any shout outs you want us to? Do you want to give to the people before we go? Any gyms? Any people?
Combat
Anything?
FC for putting on a show and doing big things on Fight Pass. So check it out on Fight Pass and support all the fighters. You know what I mean? Not just me, all the guys out there. I mean, they're all putting the work in. So hats off to the boys and let's have some fun.
All right, Mike. We appreciate your time. We will see you Thursday at weigh-ins. I will have some of the best pasta after weigh-ins for you. I look
I'm
forward.
quoting that.
Oh yeah, quote it. Put it on the board. It'll be one of the best pasta dishes you've ever had.
I love it.
Say less.
Talk to you soon, my man. We'll see you Thursday. Have fun with the rest of your week. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Hey everybody, Tony from Fresh Pulls here. Join me and the Fresh Fam on Friday, June 17th at the Shriners Auditorium in Wilmington, Mass for Combat FC 1, a full fight card with some of the best talent in the MMA industry. Click the link tree in our bio to purchase tickets right now. Combat FC, powered by Fresh Pulls.
That is too